Coming from a mathematics student, I really enjoy hard effort that it requires from you, and being a student that usually tended not to get challenged. When I do get challenged, I usually either really fail or I succeed, and physics really puts you through that mindset that you want to succeed because it's just a really hard class, but usually if you put your mind to it, you're able to overcome the difficulty.
So if you don't like a lot of math, don't take AP Physics. And yeah.
AP Physics is really hard, so you shouldn't take it. I am in BC Calc, and I still believe that it's really hard. And it's really hard because of the calculus, and a lot of kids are just doo-doo at math. And I also thought that I was going to get a college credit, but now that I'm in Tri 3, it's not looking too hot for me. It's looking like I'm not gonna take a fat dub. It seems like I'm taking a big L.
I love bio. You should love bio. If you want to major in any type of science in college, I recommend biochem, biotech. And for biochem, ooh, you learn real life situation, stuff doctors even use today. They are super good. You learn about CRISPR-Cas9. It is some new high-edge cutting technology. If you want to be in the know of new bio stuff, be a doctor, major in science, chemical engineering, whatever, take biochem, biotech.
So I took bio because in 10th grade I like chemistry, but taking bio is too much. There's so many things you gotta learn, and so many things about the body and just different organisms, and it's for what? For what? Why we gotta learn? I know me as a human, I know what's in me, but at the same time, why I gotta learn all these? What is hemoglobin? Why we gotta learn about hemoglobin? It's too much. Don't.
Biotech in the first try and second try, it is super fun. You do labs every single day, and it gives you really hands-on experience that if you really love doing experiments, you'll super love biotech.
So I would recommend taking biotech and biochem because when you take biotech, it really gets you into more detail of what you learned in biochem because you get to do the labs, and then you have these lab reports, and it's just more in-depth, and it's way fun. Do it.
Okay, I enjoy biochem, did not like biotech. I didn't like biotech because of the lab that we did, messed up one time. We didn't get good results at the very end. In the future, I would choose biochem over biotech.
Okay, art studio, you should definitely do it. If you are a really creative person, then you should do it. If you're not that creative, it's a really great way to just learn how to be creative, and I guess learn different forms of art, whether it's visual or performing arts. I think it's a great experience. You'll love it.
It's also a great class to de-stress. It's an amazing class to go to and not have to worry about a lot of big things like exams, final exams, or tests or grades. Even though you do have to try in it, don't just show up. Don't take the class just to not try, because you do have to try in it. But it's
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's just a series of mini projects, and then there comes that one final project at the end of the year, and then it can be stressful at times, but because Mr. Jones gives you a constructive feedback, it can kind of help in the end, sort of. But in terms of the final project, you're gonna have to really manage your time, because in terms of ordering stuff in and putting that to use, it can also be stressful at times.
I would take stats if you like math and you like numbers and analyzing numbers and why things are the way they are with probability and regression and that kind of stuff. But if you don't like math and you don't like numbers and analyzing numbers, I do not suggest taking stats.
If you don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again, don't take stats. It's not for you.
I think if you like math and dealing with numbers, you should take stats. I think stats helps you realize that everyone always asks when are you going to use this math skill in real life, but I think stats really shows you when you're going to actually use that information. And I think it's really cool learning about scenarios that such as self-driving cars, because that's something that's going to affect us in the future, and that's what we learned about in stats. I also think that stats help me realize like how I need to study and that I actually need to study for math. So I think if you like math and you want to learn like new study habits and learn about real life scenarios, you should take stats.
So eShip, I really recommend it for especially for students who have trouble speaking to like crowds or to speaking like by yourself in front of more people. eShip is a really good classroom or class that really requires you to do more like public speaking, and it really takes you out of your comfort zone. And yeah.
So if I could choose classes again, I don't think I would choose eShip like I did my first time because, well, there's a few things that I didn't really like about it. The first would be that there's a lot of small assignments that you're constantly getting in. And I feel like if you were to miss a few days, then it's really hard for you to come back and make up those assignments while continuing to turn in the new ones in. I also don't like that the eShip teachers talk about eShip as if it was like the most important class you would ever take at DSST. I feel like they put a lot of emphasis on eShip being so big, great, and important when I actually feel that it's not. They also talk about the work that you do in eShip, like if it's really important to the community and it's, you know, like really impactful to you when I thought otherwise. And then I also didn't like that eShip was a lot of team building activities and self-reflection. I'm not really big on that, so eShip really tried to force you to get along with everyone in that class because it's such a small group of people, even though you might have not really liked some of the people in the class.
I liked engineering because there weren't any tests and it was all projects, so it was pretty easy. And then it was an off period in Tri 3, so I got to leave right after 5th, which helped me. Yeah, and then and AP Physics is really hard, and if you didn't take calculus, then you're kind of struggling a lot. So yeah.
But engineering's fun.
Oh yeah, but engineering's fun. 'Cause you get
Engineering's cool and all, like you get to mess around and stuff, and you build projects, but most of the time you don't actually build the projects, you just kind of like goof off, and then the last week or so, you like clutch it up. And it would have been cool and all. It's cool, but I would have rather taken like an AP credit or something like that, and you know, make a better use of my time.
Yeah.
What I like about AP Psych is that you get to learn so many interesting new things that are also kind of weird, but you also get college credit for it. So it's like, it's killing two birds with one stone. I really think you should take it. It's absolutely amazing.
I would prefer not to choose psychology because it is very extensive, long, exhausting. You will literally explode your brain out in that class. It mostly consists of a lot of terms, studying every night, packets of study guides, the whole thing. So I